I'm really excited for that question. I believe the best way to gain feedback is to go into the local schools. I have been to many school community council meetings in the last month, and I go not to campaign, but to listen on how I can better represent the schools. So my plan when I'm elected is to attend a community council meeting for a high school, a junior high, an elementary school, and a school board meeting for a charter school every month, and rotate through all of the schools in the District 9. I believe that by attending these and listening, I can better understand what's going on at the local level. And I also believe that when rules are brought before the state school board, to go and collect feedback from those that are impacted by them. If we're talking about attendance, to go and talk to attendance school representatives, to go talk to schools, to ask parents how they feel about it. And so I will actively seek responses from all groups, and I will go and listen so that I can serve and represent better.
So few people know who the state school board member is. I'm so grateful for all of you for coming and finding out about that. There are two things that I would really like to do. First, I would send out, if elected, a monthly email to every single person who wanted it. I would go out and send it to the boards of all charter schools, to all Alpine school board members, saying, this is what I did in the previous month. This is what's coming up next month. I need to hear from you. Here are some of the key questions. Here are the key votes. I know I am not smarter than any of you. It's very intoxicating when you get into office and you get up into Salt Lake. I am important. I know a lot. I need to hear from you. I can't do the job without from you. Sometimes I will say, I agree with you. That's where I'm going. Sometimes I'll say, I'm not sure I agree with you, but you're changing my view. Sometimes I'll say, I respectfully disagree, and here's X, Y, and Z, Y. But then I am held accountable, and you're able to interact with me, and you're part of me, telling those things. Second, over 80% of our kids still attend Alpine School District here in our area. I have the most volunteer experience working with Alpine School District. I know Alpine School District. Wendy Hart appointed me to something called the District Community Council. I've been serving on that for 3 years now, where I've been working with Cedar Ridge Elementary, Deerfield, and Lone Peak. I visit them, I know them, I have a history of working with them. Thanks.
Well, first of all, I could just tell you that I don't think the communication of the board in general has been our most stellar moments. And like I said, I've actually been on the board just a little over a year. And I'm not trying to justify anything, but we've been a little busy with a superintendent leaving. We've had a lot going on this year. But I'm not trying to justify that at the same time. We've actually looked at what we can do to improve our communication processes. I always return feedback or return phone calls that I receive, as well as emails, and I try to meet, like I had mentioned before, with different groups. One of the key groups that I think is being left out of the conversation, and while I think all of you, it's very important that your parents hear, also the legislators, because we need to meet with the legislators and work together. And typically in the past, things have worked in silos, is what I call it, but people have not communicated. And whether it's the governor's office, the state school board, the legislature, but people have not been great at communicating. And how can we get a better plan instead when we're just fighting each other and we have too much that we're bickering over, instead of saying, where's the common ground and what can we do about it? And I do appreciate the parents, and I don't want to underestimate your role in this, and I do value your feedback. Wendy and I have a great relationship. We probably talk at least once a week, and I'm always asking for feedback, and I think it's important. I'd like to say that I'll be at every meeting, but I'll tell you, I'm better used helping to move the needle over and in federal control and all of the other issues that we have right now.